This video is going to demonstrate the sales section of the Safe Decisions website. As you can see, I've currently logged in as Will Almoney, a pretend sales person for Safe Decisions. Right now, I don't have any leads in the sales platform, so the screen appears to be a little blank, but we're going to fix that here in just a few minutes as we start adding leads. Let's just take a look at the dashboard for sales the way it is. We know we're in the sales section because of the green line. We also have an export and a add new lead in that green line. The export button will export all of the leads into a spreadsheet. So if you wanted to put together a specific report, you could do that. By clicking on the Add Lead button, you're able to add a new lead to the system, and we're going to do that here in just a few minutes and talk about each section. The next line is a tool that's used to search for leads. The contact button or the contact, company, stage, employee, and the calendar is used to help you quickly find a lead. So let's take a look at how we could do that. If we were searching for just someone's name, we would type in their name in the contact section, or we could search by company, or both. We could also search by a pipeline stage, so we could select that it's a new lead perhaps. So we could technically say we're searching for, we could say that we're searching for David, who is with ABC Company, who's a new lead, and we can also add an employee's name and a date range. So we can be as specific or not specific based upon these advanced search criterias. If you also notice, there's an add stage button. The sales section we have made to be very flexible. And so a sales manager or an owner can click on add a stage and add a stage to the pipeline, the sales pipeline. So let's just take a look so we can have the sales dashboard kind of come alive a little bit. We're going to just put in a test user and we will call her, Cindy William or Cindy Payne. Let's do that. And the company, we're going to call it just ABC Test Company. And a telephone number. Now we get to a field called values. So we've entered the name, the company name, a telephone number, an email address, and a website. The value is not what you're actually going to charge the customer. The value is how much is this customer worth from the salesperson's perspective to the organization's Safe Decisions. So in this case, if Cindy Payne calls up and she's with a one-person office, then the value is probably not that high. However, if Cindy Payne calls up, an ABC Test Company is a 20,000 person international organization, then the value is high. For us, Cindy Payne today, ABC Test Company is a 30 to 40 person company and they have 3 or 4 locations. They need a 5 safe. So we're going to put a value of $10,000. Now, this is an important field because it allows the salesperson to put that value in and then the company to be able to run reports later on, should they choose, on who should be working on what leads. If We see we have a really good salesperson that is, better with large organizations, then we could use this as a criteria. We could also use this data to match against actual sales. So, are we valuing customers where they should be? A year from now, we can go back and say, all right, we had um, 300 leads valued at $2,000. Or at $20,000 when actually we sold to them 150, then we're undervaluing the lead in the beginning. And of course, the opposite could be true as well. Project title just talks about what Cindy's calling for, the reason. So she's calling for office safes and a budget. So this is not the same thing as the value, of course, and not what the actual cost is, but how much when the salesperson says, well, what is your budget for this? And Cindy says $9,000. Now, these are employees, and these employees are only salespeople, administrators or owners, and managers. So in this case, I'll select Will All Money because I'm pretending to be him. And where did we hear about Cindy? And we heard about, or Cindy heard about us online. Now we have two new things here. We have hot, lost, and description. If immediately upon the phone call the salesperson loses the opportunity, then he would mark it as lost. Now, this doesn't mean that it goes away forever in the system. It just means that the call during this process or the opportunity was lost at that point. Or if we think it's really hot, we can mark it as hot. And then there's a place here for us to be able to enter notes. Spoke about spoke about the company, and we'll okay, and we can add that lead. Now when we add the lead, you see that it defaults stage to lead, and we have the information that we put in here and the picture here for Will All Money, so we can quickly see who's the salespeople that are working with that. Now we will make it so that that profile picture carries over. So, but the telephone number, if we click on it, you can't see it, but it comes up on another screen. The email address and the name. This activity shows what activity has taken place most recently. The follow-up gives us an idea of when we need to follow up with this person. And if we click on it, I could set a day for tomorrow at 8 a.m. And then who we need to follow up. So in this case, it will be Will All Money. And when notifications begin working, which we'll do that when we get to the owner type user because he needs to set those, then will get a notification at 8 a.m. On the 12th, notifying him to contact this person. If you look here, the date created, that's the date that we created the lead or the system created the leads. There's multiple ways that leads can be imported into the system manually like we just did, but also we could upload a large number or they could be uploaded dynamically by people filling out content on the website. We can then choose the stage. So we can move people through the pipeline stage just as those stages that we have set up here. And like I said, you can add new stages. So if I wanted to add a new stage that we could say is called or let's just do test stage. So now we have a test stage. I was going to put qualifying, but I'm not sure what terms you're going to use. So I can change this now to test stage if I want. We can see the stage change. Okay, so for now I'm going to go back and just put it as a lead. All right. Now let's take a look at quick activities. So quick activities are simple notes so that, one thing we want to make this is as usually as user-friendly and quick as possible. A customer calls, I click quick activity, and I have some options: email, telephone, conference, or meeting. So we received a telephone call and it automatically puts in the date and time. And I put, and I will put in here, spoke with client, or spoke with Cindy. Cindy is ready to go. Will buy safe next week. And you can put whatever you want, of course. We'll add that activity. And then it brings us to this activities page, and you can see that the note that we just talked about is there. I'm going to go back twice actually, and we can see that that activity now shows up. Whoops! It now shows up in this area. Okay. Now if we click on details, we'll go back to that page that I was just at. And this is the general overview page for this customer. We can set follow-up dates again in this section. We can change the lead status here. We can edit the lead by clicking the Edit Lead button. Or we can go to Activities and we can add a new activity, which would show up again in the list here. We can also add a file. So I'll add Will's picture. File uploaded, okay. And it will refresh the page for us. And there you can see Will's file. You can put those files right here within those messages so you know what the file had to do with. And you can of course delete the activity as well. Okay. Let's go back and add another activity, which we will call email. Received an email. Oops. And you could just copy and paste the email in right there, and we'll put add activity, and there it is. All right, so now we can go back. Let's just take a look. And you can see that we have this set up here. Now, if I wanted to, we could search by these stages too. So if I wanted to, let's say I wanted to search for a customer, which we don't have customers right now. So a customer in the pipeline stage, somebody that you've already converted maybe. But then I can search for that lead, and there we go. There he is. There she is.